Hi, my name's Paul Grogan, and in this gaming rules video I'm going to be giving you an overview of the board game Panamax, released in 2014, a century after the Panama Canal was officially opened. In Panamax, 2 to 4 players each take on the role of a shipping company, accepting contracts from around the world, navigating ships through the Panama Canal and delivering cargo to its destination. The game is played over 3 rounds, and each player performs 4 actions a round. The one with the most personal money at the end of the game wins. Each round, players will take turns choosing a die from the action table and performing 1 action. Each player will get to do 4 actions each round. To take an action, select a column on the action table and remove the die from the lowest position. The right side of the table is about getting contracts and loading cargo. Take the contract card from the column you chose and load it up with dice of the corresponding value from your warehouse. You then get 1, 2 or 3 load actions depending upon the position of the action die you removed. With each load action, you transfer 1 piece of cargo from one of your contract cards onto an available ship. And this is where it gets interesting, because an available ship could be one of your own, or another player's, or even one of the non-player ships. Ships that you load onto must be in the correct loading zone that matches the country on the contract card. The left side of the action table is all about movement. There are 2 types of movement in Panamax, lock and waterway. The position of the die that you chose determines how many of each you get to use. For example, if you choose this die, you get 3 lock and 2 waterway movement. The board indicates what type of movement is needed to move into the different locations. Note that you may move any ship, not just your own. Ships may also be grouped together up to a total size of 4 slots, and 1 movement point moves the entire group. And now for my favourite part of the game. If you move a group of ships into a lock and there is not enough space, the ships already there are pushed along to the next location. And if that group is pushed into a lock which does not have space for them, another group is pushed too. Pushing other ships does not require the expenditure of additional movement points, so by spending 1 movement you can end up moving a whole load of ships. When a ship arrives at its destination, each die pays the company an amount of money equal to its value. Also, the owner of the ship gets to draw a bonus card, more on these later. The ship is moved to the common waiting zone of the ocean, where it is ready to be loaded again with more cargo. So about these bonus cards. A 1-slot ship awards the player a captain card, which can be used later to gain extra movement points. A 2-slot ship gives a stevedore card, which can be used to load cargo or save money on cargo fees. A 3-slot ship allows the player to take a financial advisor card. Financial advisor cards give the players bonus victory points at the end of the game, and each player actually starts with one of these to give them an objective to aim for. When you take a contract card, you may flip it over and use the reverse side, which indicates generic cargo. Generic cargo is always value 3, but may be loaded onto ships in any loading zone. Some contracts have a container which shows the rail symbol. This means that the cargo does not get loaded onto a ship, but is instead loaded onto the railway in the top left of the game board. Dice placed here are used to determine turn order for the next round and also grant players an available flag. Each time you empty all of the containers on a contract card, you gain a flag of the respective country. Generic cargo contracts give no flag. Each flag is placed on your company clipboard, and if the space shows an icon, you get an additional free action. The icons include buying shares, gaining movement, and loading cargo. Flags also allow players to gain money whenever they move the military ships of the respective country. For example, if you have 2 flags for the US West, you will gain $2 each time you move the USS Pegasus. Each company has its own funds, which must be kept separate from a player's personal money. At various points in the game, you will have the opportunity to buy shares in any company, including your own. Shares pay dividends at the end of each round. When all the dice have been removed from the action table, the round ends. Each company then has to pay cargo fees for each of its dice equal to the number shown in the purple boxes. Having dice still in the warehouse, on contracts or in waiting zones is very expensive. If your company cannot afford these fees, you must help out with your own money, which is something you want to avoid. Each company then pays out dividends to the shareholders. If there is not enough money in the company to pay out all dividends, it pays none at all and the company value drops. Each company starts the game with 2 ships in play. It may build 2 other ships during the game as shown on the clipboard. The numbers on the ships indicate the cargo restrictions and also tell you when the ship can sail. The 1-slot ship can only be loaded with a single piece of cargo of value 2 to 5 and can sail immediately. The 2-slot ship can initially be loaded with a die of any value. If that die is value 5 or 6, it may sail. If another die is loaded, it must make the total value of all cargo somewhere between 5 and 11. The San Juan Prospector works the same way, except the value of each player's best die is doubled when the ship arrives. The cruise ships work differently. Each individual die must be of value 1 or 2, and the ship cannot sail if any of the black numbers are still showing. Cruise ships award passenger tokens when they arrive, which give money and other abilities. After 3 rounds, the game is over. Players receive money according to the value of each of their shares, and also for financial advisor and any managing director awards. The player with the most personal money wins the game. I hope you found this video useful and enjoy playing the game. Take care and thanks for watching.